Hey guys, welcome to Dad's Dad. Today I'm going to be sharing my 5 tips and tricks on how I got this big guy to learn how to walk. If you're new to my channel, I'm just a dad giving you my perspective on how to do and teach your child how to do basic things. Let's get started. Before we begin, I just want to start off by saying I'm not a doctor or a trained medical professional. These are just the 5 tips and tricks out of the millions of things that we tried that I felt helped him learn to walk the best. Number 1, encourage your child's ability to pull themselves up to stand. So what do I mean by that? Basically, when your child masters crawling, you'll start to notice that they approach furniture and start to pull themselves up. When they do that and you start seeing that, they're giving you an early cue that they're ready to take the next step toward walking. So what my wife and I would do is we would encourage our son by sitting on the couch right next to him as he would pull himself up, and then getting toys that he really liked and placing them around the couch so that he would reach for them. Once your child really pulls themselves up to stand, they'll see that they'll start doing it more and more and more, and they get more confident. Then you can start doing what we call cruising, or couch surfing, some people call it, where they basically will cruise on the furniture from side to side. So they'll support themselves balance-wise by holding onto the couch or the furniture. And our couch is super low profile, so he was kind of able to do it right at chest height. And he'll go from side to side, and he'll reach toys or whatever kind of objects that we put out there. And building this movement definitely helps strengthen their confidence and their ability to believe that they can walk. And obviously helps their muscles strengthen and support their legs, so they get the feeling of standing and what it's like to carry the weight on the 2 legs. All right, number 2, create standing stations. Have places where your child is standing on their own, supported by this particular toy or a piece of furniture that's set up safe, and that's like a place where they're standing and playing. So I have to recommend having an activity table at this point for this. We had an activity table that we picked up for my son. He's still obsessed with it today. So we were doing this back at 7, 8 months, and he's 14 months now, still loves the activity table, still plays with it today. I'll link the one that we got for Leo below. The particular activity table that we have for Leo has like a book in the center. It's English, Spanish. It does music, stories. It has a keyboard with like piano keys. There's a telephone. It has a little compartment that he can open and close that makes like a door open and close noise every time he does it. Sometimes we'll put like a Cheerio in there for him or something like that. So definitely take a look at this activity table. But whichever table you decide to get, just make sure it has activities that keep your child really interested and standing for as long as possible. That's really the goal with creating some standing stations that are safe. We put thick play towel mats underneath that he could, if he fell or he got tired, he sat down on his butt. He fell completely safely, and we never had to worry. And then slowly you start to not feel like you have to just stand right behind them when they're doing it. And if you have any sharp corners or anything like that, you're going to want to take care of that before you create your standing station. So I'll link the soft tiles below. They're really thick, they're really high quality, they're amazing, worth the money. All right, step 3. Your child has practiced pulling themselves to stand. Your child has been standing for quite a long period of time playing. Now it's time to get your child to move forward, right? How do you do this? Push toys. Step 3, push toys. Get and invest in a couple of push toys that your child will use to now start moving forward.
Good job, Leo. Good job. Come on.
I did extensive research online to try to find the perfect push toys, and I'll link them both below. I'm obsessed with them. My son is still obsessed with them to this day. He doesn't need a push toy to walk, but he still likes to play with them, so they're a really good investment. The first is the VTech plastic push toy. This push toy is really, really unique in the sense that it has 2 speeds, if you will, of how fast they can push. So the back 2 wheels will lock into place so that only the front 2 push forward. that will allow your child not to move too quickly and have the push toy kind of fall out from under them and have them fall on their face. It slows them down, whether it's on rug or on hardwood floor or tile, or they're transitioning from one surface to the other. I found that this one was very sturdy, had a nice wide base, and also had like a lot of toys on the front. So similar to the activity table, this had a little door that opened and shut, had a little farm on it, had a bunch of piano keys and lights and actual plastic pieces that he could remove and connect that were attached to it, which the actual front of it that has all these activities on it detaches. So if your child is kind of tired of push walking but still likes the toy, you can take it off and have them play with it. It's extremely versatile. After stage 1, the back wheels will be able to turn to stage 2, which allows them to freely turn like the front, which really allows your child to pick up speed and really move forward. The second one we got is the Melissa and Doug wooden push toy. This one has a lot more weight to it, and it also is a little more lower profile. The handlebar is lower, so it really doesn't allow your child again to like push forward and fall flat on their face. It's heavier, so I feel like it's a little sturdier. And this was the one that we would take outside. So he would be able to do this on the sidewalk, in the driveway, on the street, and as well as inside. But this one was a little more durable and heavy duty, and I felt like was rugged enough to kind of go outside and be the toy that he used to kind of like help walk. Also, the wooden one doesn't have the same resistance levels or the ability to kind of lock and unlock like the VTech one does. So the VTech one was definitely what we started with first. Our son was 9 months old when I gave these to him. I remember vividly, it was Christmas morning, and he loved it. Step 4, play dates, playing with children slightly older than yours. When our son was in the process of kind of learning how to walk and stand, we would have him play with a couple of kids who were a couple months older than him. So they were just a little more advanced than him every step of the process. If Leo was learning to pull himself up, they were learning how to stand on their own. If Leo was learning how to stand on their own, they were learning how to actually walk on their own. So having a play date is a great way to have your child observe and watch. It's a different way of learning. It activates a different part of their brain. I could see my son focus on the other child and what they were doing and learning from them and figuring out, can I do that? I'm gonna try that. And sure enough, slowly but surely, he would mimic them, and I believe it advanced his ability to walk immensely. So step 4, having play dates, it's extremely important. One of the things we would do is we would have them line up next to each other with their push toys, and we would have little push toy races. It's the cutest thing ever. It's so fun. It's really funny to watch because they inevitably just bump it. Their push toys just bump into each other, and they kind of just look at each other, and then they like sit on their butts. It's like the best thing ever. So definitely recommend having play dates with older children. They learn so much. You can see that they're learning, and it's a lot of fun. One of the ways we met some of our friends, my wife, I'll just give this a quick plug. My wife downloaded the app called Peanut, and essentially it's like a Tinder for moms. It's really funny. The premise is any mom with children can log into this app and meet other local moms in their area, and you can kind of chat with them, set up meetups. And my wife ended up meeting a couple of different people on there that we still hang out with and talk to today. They're awesome, and the app itself is really kind of cool. And at first she had kind of like a without child meetup where they just went for a run and they kind of felt each other out. And then from there they started texting, and then from there I met her husband, and we all got together, the 4 of us, and our kids got together, and sure enough, they hit it off. And I think if you're moving to a new city, or you're just looking to make new friends, maybe your friend group doesn't live close by to you or doesn't have children that are exactly the same age as yours, this was an awesome tool, a great way to meet people. So download the Peanut app. They're not giving me anything to say this. It's just something that we experienced and found organically. I have to share it with the Dad's Dad audience. Step 5, get on the ground and encourage them to walk with your partner or a friend. So at this point, they are pulling themselves up. They're cruising on the couch or cruising on furniture. They're standing at their activity table. They're using their push toys to walk around the house, and they're ready to take steps without any support from anything else. what we would do is we would sit maybe 2 or 3 feet away from each other on the floor, and one of us would stand up, our son Leo, and point him to the other, and the other would, come on, come on, come on, and he would just run to them. And really what happens is they take 1 or 2 steps in the beginning and just lunge forward and you catch them, but they're having a blast, they're loving it, you're having a good time, and it's a great family moment. We did this a lot, and then we would get further and further apart. He would take 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps, and then sure enough, we were as far apart as we possibly could be in our home. He would walk clear across the room to the other person, and he would do it back and forth, and we found it was a great pre-bedtime activity to tire out your child. So we would just, right before bath time, we would just get him going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He would be so tired. He would be like, you would catch him, and then he would just like dump his head on your shoulder and just want to pass out. So it was a great pre-bath time activity. It really, you can see them, that's the final step. Once they really start mastering that, they realize, I could do this on my own, I don't need anything. And that's where the real baby proofing begins. So I'm gonna do another video about baby proofing, step 2 baby proofing, so baby proofing after crawling, because there's a lot of things that our son has gotten into, and there are a lot of awesome solutions online and in stores that you can buy to help baby proof your house. So that's it for my 5 tips and tricks on how to teach your child how to walk. I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna make more videos just like this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.